Hey guys, welcome back to a really awesome, fun video.
I miss the person I was 30 seconds ago before having to witness this.
Sssniperwolf has been talked about a lot on the channel recently, and she's been on Twitter even more. I'm pretty sure she's been trending for like 2 straight weeks. She's a fairly controversial creator who has been brought to the forefront of the zeitgeist by Jax Films in recent times.
Are you telling me Sssniperwolf is stealing from a freebooter?
It all started from him calling out her content theft and the lack of her fair use, right? She's a reaction channel that doesn't really like fair use. You can react to stuff legally. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed the news, fair use. You're talking over it. You're adding something to it. You're not taking away from the original piece of media. You're not creating just a pure substitute. The argument is that Sssniperwolf does not do this.
Elon Musk said, believe what you see, not what you're told. And the sad part is half the people who favorited this still probably just believe what they're told.
Not falling under the lines of fair use. She's not making transformative content, and she makes a lot of money off of the taking advantage of that.
How you do that?
And this is bad, and this is wonk. After him calling her out pretty consistently for a month or two.
Oh wait. Yes, I told you, it's literally grandma's sewing kit.
She decided to clap back, and the whole internet came for her throat. And her clapback, to be honest, was not exactly the Ja Rule type clapback that we're used to. For those of you who are completely out of the loop, and if you are, may God bless your soul. On October 13th, 2023, Sssniperwolf doxed a fellow creator, Jax Films.
Last night, Sssniperwolf, a massive YouTuber, showed up outside of our home
by standing outside of his home and putting pictures and media of his home on her Instagram story for her 5 million fans to see.
Recorded a video of our home and then posted it to her 5.6 million Instagram followers, goading me with the line, "Let's talk like adults."
I'm not going to show the content of his house, but this was the main viral post that she made. Should I give visit Young Films? He lives 5 minutes away from my shoot. And she gave a democratic vote to her fans, which I respect in some sense, to tell whether or not she should go visit him. Literally, she wanted to pull up. Okay, I'll pull up. On her Jack Film. She even called him out pretty much and said she was outside and waiting to talk to Jack because he had been harassing her for months. I just wanted to talk. No ill intentions. And do I believe there was ill intentions? No, probably not. But she has kind of a, like, honestly, it's fair to be afraid of this person, this 5'3" small woman. She's had some run-ins with the law, I guess we could just say. And I think this is her real photo too, I'm pretty sure. And this obviously made Jack pretty upset, as you can imagine. And then Jack called her out on Twitter, as one does in 2023. And then she began trying to deliberately shift the blame from her, you know, her being at fault here for filming his home, to him. Trying to ask her fans, should I get a restraining order on him?
Like, should I get a restraining order?
More democracy. It's hard not to respect that. It's kind of hilarious because she's the one who escalated this, in all honesty. Like, regardless of whether or not it was doxing, regardless of whether or not it's wrong, regardless of whether or not Jack could beat her up in a fight or she could beat him up in a fight, still, you shouldn't just do that. Right? Like, I think we can agree. It's the fucking internet. It's not real life. This isn't real beef. It's content. What the f? You should be able to make as many videos as you want about someone. It doesn't matter. Like, it's as long as it's not completely untrue or false. And come on, dude. That in no way compares to actually physically showing up at someone's house. If you think it does, then I feel like that's dumb. To be honest, not to be rude, because I do have respect for people's differing opinions, but to me, that just seems like dumb. Those things are not the same. Those things are not even on the same planet. It's not something I would ever think of doing as a result of some internet drama. And once again, I don't think she posed any danger to Jack, but it's not her, it's her fans, her audience. We are influencers, as people like to call us, and we have influence. Even if you don't want to, you still have influence. The things you say matter, the things you do matter, the things you film matter, the posting, the people's houses that you show up to, that matters in the eyes of your fans, and it can influence them to do things. I think that's the big problem. People were saying that she doxed Jack, by the way. That's like the main thing, and that is illegal in a lot of states. I know it's illegal in Texas. It's also illegal in California to dox someone with the intention of like stalking harassment. A bit of a Sniperwolf as a stalker meme started as well, as you can probably see that coming to fruition. Makes sense. She says she doesn't even know how to dox, and saying that she did that is defamation. I don't even know how that's true, dude. I don't have any idea, but we're moving on. This shit stunk pretty bad, and it made its way up the chain. People were calling for YouTube to do something about this. Give some kind of consequence for the actions of Sniperwolf. YouTube tweeted a bunch over the last week and just sort of ignored everything that happened, or at least it seemed like there was no news about anything happening to Sniperwolf. In fact, the community notes on Twitter were destroying YouTube in all of their tweets. Wouldn't it be too meta to do a reaction video to a reaction video? For additional context, it needs to be known that this tweet was written in the wake of a controversy regarding a reaction YouTuber, Sniperwolf, who recently leaked the personal information of a fellow creator on the platform, Jack's Films. Source, Business Insider. Getting ratioed, getting destroyed, getting annihilated on Twitter by the community notes is something I did not expect to see YouTube having happen to them, being the victim of. Weird. This made a lot of people mad that YouTube was kind of turning a blind eye to their darling creator and you know, just throwing out strikes over the last couple of years to people willy-nilly. I myself, I've gotten quite a few strikes. I would say YouTube's been fairly reasonable to me early on. I don't think so, but once I began to build a rapport and relationship and communicate with them, then things became a lot more realistic. They started to treat me like a person, not just a source of money for them, which is cool. And unfortunately, that's not how it is with a lot of my friends and a lot of my fellow creators. But if you're Sniperwolf, it doesn't seem like there are any consequences at all. I sort of made this a gender thing in the last video, which I didn't necessarily intend on doing. I just wanted to make a point, right? If I showed up to a female creator's house who had made videos on me, I would be annihilated. I mean, I would not have a channel. I'd probably be in jail. I genuinely believe that. Do I think that that's a man v woman thing? To some extent, yeah, but also there's a lot of nuance and context that I just simply don't understand, and we don't know YouTube's thought process on this at all, and the way that they have enforced their rules for the last 5 to 10 fucking years makes zero sense. So to me, it just seems like I'm gonna get bullied, and you are gonna get bullied, but for some reason, Sniperwolf faces no consequences. Why? We don't know, but we're gonna find out. By the way, the reaction video tweet, what a great joke that was. Imagine doing a reaction video to a reaction video. Help! This isn't just like, you know, accidentally putting a video in your video that you weren't supposed to put in there, like what I've done a couple times, or maybe accidentally putting a slur in a thumbnail like I've never actually done on purpose. This is like something real life. This is bad. The internet is not real, right? The internet's just fake. You can just unplug it and walk away and go outside and enjoy the birds and the bees and see the beauty in nature and realize the living and breathing ecosystem that you should be incredibly grateful to be a part of. But people don't do that, really, unfortunately. And YouTube especially didn't do that. Instead, they just kind of ignored this and then cracked a hilarious joke. And as you can imagine, guys, people were really mad. Even Jack Spadicy was mad, dude. Well, now this is just dumb. True, dude. Honestly, true. That's fucking, I love Jack. I think he's incredible. He's one of the oldest legends of YouTube, and he's got quite a few strikes from YouTube. And clearly, he's not happy with the ways that the rules are being enforced. I would like to ask this. What the fuck did YouTube think was going to happen when they tweet this thing involving the biggest reaction creator that they have? How could you not realize that? How could you be so tone deaf, and how could you be so stupid to not realize that this would have a negative reaction to the millions of people who are tuned into this? Do they just not care about it because she's got like an in with the company? Do they just not care about it because they don't think it's a very big deal? Do they not care about it because she makes them a lot of money? Probably. YouTube's kind of alone, it seems like. Everyone was mad. Even Philip DeFranco.
Today, we're talking about why people are so furious at YouTube right now.
God, he was making videos on it. I love Philly D. You know, he's pretty cool. Penguin Zero, he's pretty all right, cool dude too.
Right now, Sniperwolf is a lot like the aliens on the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disney World, just getting blasted.
Somewhere near Gamers Mood Horror, all these guys are great and all right.
Woo! Ooh, boy, oh boy, we got some serious stuff to talk about today.
They are on everyone. It seems like everyone is on one side. And then there's YouTube, and then Sssniperwolf, and a bunch of just weird contrarian people who were like, aren't you afraid of a little girl attacking you? Yeah, I am. The whole thing is just so funny and makes no sense at all. We even have other examples of creators doing things off platform that have resulted in permanent bans. There are creators who have had their entire livelihoods taken away because they made jokes in 2016 or 2017. It is unbelievable. There is no uniformity or logic at all to the application of the terms of service of this fucking... It's bad. It's annoying. It's frustrating. There are some hilarious layers of irony that I would like to point out in this story as well. People were not getting any answers of what YouTube would do in regard to Sssniperwolf. People removed Sssniperwolf from the equation and asked YouTube some advice, and we got this response. Hey, what's your policy on if a YouTuber donks another YouTuber? Said Clarice. Sorry, I didn't mean to give her a annoying voice. YouTube said, we don't allow harmful behaviors like threat and doxing. This resource is more info about our harassment and cyberbullying policy. Also, if you face personal info is shared, you can file a privacy complaint. And then they got ratioed again by community notes. YouTube has still not taken action against Sssniperwolf, who doxed Jax Film's house on an Instagram story that she later deleted. You got the bot response right off the bat, but when it comes to the sweet darling Sssniperwolf, who, by the way, I have to admit, is quite a beautiful woman. She's very beautiful. Just radio silence, dude. They don't give a They don't give a They don't care. If it actually means anything, no support, no answers. Another YouTuber, Solly G, reached out directly to YouTube to get a response to them on some questions related to this situation. And we have this. It's very strange. Hi, I just have a quick community guidelines question. Sure, what is it? I'll do my best to help. Someone on YouTube has been making jokes about me. Am I allowed to drive to their house, post their address to my Instagram, and incite my followers to do the same, since I'd be doing it off platform? Regarding on the things that you will do outside of YouTube platforms, I apologize as I cannot provide any details since YouTube is not allowed to meddle if it is outside of our scope. It will be up to your own discretion on what you will do to them outside YouTube platform. So it wouldn't necessarily be against TOS to do so. Yes, since it would be outside YouTube scope. I don't think Marcus knows what the f he's talking about. I don't think Marcus is that invested in the YouTube platform. Quite frankly, I don't think Marcus is a YouTube employee. I think he's a contracted man in a call center somewhere. No offense, because this like directly contradicts a lot of information online. YouTube is not allowed to meddle in anything outside of its scope. What? So days and 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 days. And finally, today, the 20th of October, 2023, YouTube responds. Conforming. Sssniperwolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk, harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone helps move this convo to a better place. Whoa. Hey man, that's a response for sure. Couple problems with it, but YouTube finally did the impossible. They responded to a situation a fucking week after silence with the maybe worst response ever. Not the worst response ever, but not a very good one. Hey creators Jack and Sssniperwolf, you both are doing things on YouTube that we don't want. Jack is criticizing one of the most exploitative, lazy creators that has ever existed.
So she's just saying the joke louder in a sense.
And then the other one is filming his house. I just don't understand, man. It's not a good take. It's not the worst possible one. I said that it's not the worst possible take. It is definitely not a good one though. It is not a good one. There's also no timeline for how long her little suspension is. And by the way, I'm not rejoicing at this. I love to see consequences. I feel like this really isn't I think a strike would have made more sense. Like a week-long strike, that makes more sense. Just show people that this is not something you can do. Give them a strike. If you do it 2 more times, that's the end. That's how all the other rules are fucking set across there. But instead, you take away her money for a little bit of time, as if that changes anything. Why not take away her ability to post? But it doesn't end there, right? Money doesn't matter to Sssniperwolf, I assume, right? Like, having a strike on your channel, 1 out of 3 chances that if you get 2 more, your channel goes poof. That's scarier, in my opinion. She's like a multi-billionaire millionaire lady. So this is just super obvious favoritism, and it's quite frankly sad. Jack has been on the platform for such a long time and has done far more for YouTube than Sssniperwolf ever has in making original, creative, good, high quality content for a very long time. However you may feel, if you feel like his reaction to this is just soft, whatever you might see, I've seen soft thrown around a lot on Twitter, he's still objectively better than this girl. Like, how could you possibly ever see this as a scenario in which they are both doing bad things? That doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, I'm just a fucking idiot, so, and a douche. So it seems like YouTube is just kind of fine with doxing. You don't even get a strike. If you dox another creator, you don't even get a strike. In fact, I would like to know how long this monetization is halted for. It's like, I mean, that seems like good content other YouTubers could make, right? YouTube? I'm not going to do that, by the way. It's a joke. We could just make money off these giant dramatic doxing incidents because the law doesn't fucking matter. It's not, there's no ill intentions. It's just a joke. And I only lose monetization for a couple days or whatever, a couple weeks. This seems pretty awesome. I could commercialize this. I could replicate this on a frequent basis. I'd end up in jail. I was joking. I'm not going to dox anyone, by the way. I'm not. That's a joke. Complete joke. And by the way, Sssniperwolf responded too, guys. An hour after YouTube's response. It's almost like they got her to respond, and we'll read this and I will kind of explain to you why I think that this is not. This is a chat GPT. It's a chat GPT response. This is worse than YouTube's response for sure. By the way, this is the only thing that she said to any of this over the last months or any drama, like really ever, since a long time ago. This is her only time coming forward and taking responsibility or accountability for anything. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent accent. It's inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's films, YouTube's, and the entire creator communities, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolutions. Jack's film, who we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I'm sorry for reacting the way that I did when I should have taken the opportunity to share young professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate. Respectfully, I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it. Respect the decision and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true loves and judgment. The responses to Leah's response were pretty funny. By the way, even I did one. It was probably the funniest one, I think. Sssniperwolf using ChatGPT to generate this, posting it, then checking comments to see if people believe she can write and read and think. Yeah, I'm really stupid, but I do have a book club. If you go to gump.club, you can join my book club membership and sign up for my newsletter, guys. I got a newsletter. You ever wanted to be red pilled by me? Want to know my thoughts on things that don't involve the internet and want to see me actually be serious and a little bit more edgy? I don't really fucking know. I use the word libtard. I don't even know if that's a slur. I don't know what that is. Yeah, go sign up for it. You know, it helps support the channel. It's cool, and we can all read a book. In November, we'll be reading The Myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus. Go to gump.club now and sign up. Bro, come on. Come on. Please. Please. Unless this is going to be how it is for, like, all of us from now on. This is how you're going to treat any of us for doing anything wrong. You just, like, don't really do anything. There's no reaction. Please don't let this be the new thing. Please don't thank YouTube for holding you accountable. They really didn't hold you accountable. This is like milk toast. This is milk toast. This is cringe. I'm gonna be honest. This is cringe. There are some elements of truth to this, by the way. You know, this is the internet, so a lot of this could just be fucking thrown out the window, like all the shit about showing how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating. There's no fun in that. There's more fun ways, more meaningful, more impactful ways to do this than doing what you did and what YouTube did. She could have literally just come forward weeks and weeks and weeks ago and just said, yo, I know my content's terrible. This is what I've done. This is what I know. It makes a lot of money. It does really well. And that, quite frankly, is what I care about. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourselves. That would have made me respect her quite a bit. And it's not even her changing. It's just an acknowledgement and taking responsibility for something that isn't necessarily good, but still, this is like not fucking taking, this is the most milquetoast thing ever. But I tell you what, she's still beautiful. She's still a very beautiful woman with a lot of success, and it's impossible not to respect that in some way. I like to confuse you guys. I think it's funny to confuse people. She's done this before, though, by the way. The whole phase situation, she apologized once the entire internet had turned on her.
Mayo, your boyfriend was texting me and was trying to hook up with me, before he made you famous.
And yeah, she kind of owned up to her mistake, said she's sorry, but she waited until the absolute last possible moment. Sssniperwolf apologized on Twitter. She said, "I just wanted to say I'm sorry. It was wrong what I said, and no one deserves to be judged without knowing them." When there was nothing holding her back, there was nothing stopping her from saying anything or making a video or not posting. Like, I just don't know, dude. I don't know. Is she gonna just stop posting while she doesn't have any ads on her channel? Is she gonna change anything? Time will tell. I guess this is a good opportunity for her to kind of backpedal and turn into it. I will admit there are some things she has improved, like she includes the ats of people now, which is pretty cool. To give them credit, that's awesome, and that's like a good step, but it's still just terrible. I don't know, man. It's just it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I do think it will resolve, though. I'm positive in this. I think at the end of this situation, however long it takes, I think will be good. I think it will be good. I think this was terrible, and I think it's just going to make the pendulum continue to swing the way it was, because people aren't going to be happy. This is not enough for a lot of people. For me, though, you know, I think this is good. I think this is a good edge of the cliff, and we can just watch what happens from here. I think really the spotlight should be turned at YouTube as a platform and their team, who kind of didn't do anything at all for a really long time when everyone wanted them to do something. Seemingly everyone. I just don't know if they kind of think it's like it's the vocal minority. They just always bitch and moan. These people don't matter. But in reality, these are like the people that make up your platform, that are the most active on your platform. Commercialization of drama, sure, is really bad, but at the same time, the most forms of commercialization of content are bad. Just like in general, reaction videos, everything is bad. Everything is just bad. I'm bad. I'm an asshole. I'm terrible. I fucking suck. You guys should unsubscribe, genuinely. Go watch people who make better content. Like, it's pretty simple. So I feel like we're back to ground zero. This is just nothing really has changed, and we're at a good spot to just watch the pendulum continue to swing and get out of the situation and see. I'm tired of making videos about Sssniperwolf. I don't like Sssniperwolf. I don't like this. I don't like news. I don't like drama. Anyways, I would like to provide you guys with a better example of this, of YouTube actually taking action. Something that could be compared to this in terms of YouTube's response, and it involves doxing as well, happened to my friend the Act Man back in June of 2022. He tweeted this: "I'm excited to announce a new series of videos I'll be making on YouTube called Doxing Adventures with Act Man. In it, I'll be doxing and harassing the family members of YouTube employees and other content creators. It's sure to have lots of family fun. Ha ha ha." And then it's him doing this. Obviously, not a good idea to tweet that, right? But clearly a joke, though. At the same time, jokes are meant to be funny and kind of straddle the edge of what's okay. That's like comedy and has been for a while. This was in response to YouTube failing to do anything about him being doxxed by another YouTube creator known as Quantum TV. And this happened on YouTube, by the way, not Instagram or some tertiary platform. Actman was literally doxxed on YouTube by Quantum TV. And this dude never faced real consequences. He still has a channel, but there were consequences for the Actman. Check this out. He was by YouTube, literally. They didn't temporarily demonetize him or give him a warning or give him a strike. They removed him from the partner program entirely. My YouTube partner just reached out to me to inform me that at some point I will be removed from the YouTube partner program and my channel will be completely demonetized. I'm going to continue working with my partner on this matter. All video plans will be put on hold. Absolutely bad. Bad news. That's terrible, dude. All for a joke, right? And then they let him know immediately. He got extremely worried. Thankfully, in the end, the decision was reversed and cooler heads prevailed, and it was shown that Quantum TV was, you know, not necessarily that good of a dude, and this was clearly a joke for the Act Man. But it just shows an example of a similar situation being handled seriously by YouTube. Not a joke, like an actual real situation. Not even a joke. So it's comparable, but it's also, one's here, a joke, and one's real life. Actman even came out in support of YouTube's decision to provide some consequences with a unique take. Mad props to YouTube. We thought they wouldn't do anything about Sssniperwolf doxing Jack's foims, and I'm very happy to be wrong. Thanks for doing the right thing, YouTube. I apologize for talking shit. Probably should be a permaban, though. Yeah, to be honest. I mean, I agree. Yeah, I'm glad they did something, though. I'm glad they actually did reach out, because I thought nothing was going to happen. I was pretty fucking upset. Not really. I didn't give a fuck. As soon as I'm done filming, dude, I'm out there just digging holes. I'm out digging holes in my yard, looking at the sun with my shirt off, wearing my Creed shirt. I love life. By the way, more stuff happened kind of before this that I'm a little bit hesitant to talk about because it involves underage people on Omegle, and this is bad. This is pretty bad. Some clips came of light. I'm not even sure I can talk about the things that happen in the clip involving Sssniperwolf and an underage person without just getting shit on by YouTube. So I'm not going to. There's probably other videos or whatever, but let's just say Sssniperwolf really covering her tracks because the looking glass is just honed in on her right now, and everything she's ever done wrong, people are finding. Anyways, I wasn't expecting YouTube to do much. I'm glad that they did something. I'm kind of tired of Sssniperwolf. I don't really give a f. Maybe if something cool happens, I'll make another video. I don't really care, dude. TBH, I'm just gonna be out back here jacking it.